Hi everyone, Vanessa Hopel here. I was on my friend Dave Scott's page today on Facebook, and they were having a discussion about the locations, the famous locations that the majority of the paranormal investigators, ghost hunters, whatever you want to call them, how that seems to be really kind of the only place they want to go, or it seems to be like the it thing to do. And I'm paraphrasing, okay, so just bear with me. I never write notes for this shit. I just wing it, okay. um but that's pretty much where it was. And the point was made that, what's the point of going into a place that has been proven haunted? That, I mean, you have nothing else to prove after that. Why go in to prove a haunting in a place that's been proven haunted? And I totally get that point. Totally get it. For myself, I never go into a location, famous or otherwise, to prove it's haunted. If you believe me, great. If you don't, that's fine. I don't really care. So please don't take offense to it. Y'all know, I love you. But I don't really care, because I'm not out to prove anything. I already know when something's haunted and when it's not, based on what I get. I don't need to convince anybody else of that. So that's not a concern for me and for most of the people that I deal with. But it, like I said, it brings up a very, very good point. Is why is that the thing to do? And is that the reason they're going into these places? It could be. It very well could be. I guess just to see what, if they can get the same evidence that another team got. Could be. I don't know. I'm definitely not passing judgment on that, because, like I said, I mean, I want to go to Waverly Hills. Been to the Hellfire Caves in England. Quite a few places that I would like to go that I know many, many, many teams have been in. But again, like I said, not to prove anything. My whole thing is, what is your purpose once you get there? If it isn't to prove, why are you doing it? And this is my hope. And I really want to know people's opinions on this, because for me, whether I go into a place that's seen a lot of traffic, or whether I go into a place that nobody's ever been before when it comes to an investigation, I have one purpose and one purpose only. And that is to help people, whether they are deceased or living. That's the whole goal, is to open up those lines of communication and see what information I can get them to give me that might make their time, now that they're deceased, a little bit easier for them. Maybe the haunting, although it might not go away, maybe it won't be so angry. But that's the purpose behind it. I've said it 100 times, like my friend, I'm stuttering, what the hell? Like my friend Gwen Clapper says, with BPI, it's to give the dead a voice and the living closure. And that really, really, really should be what it's about. And I want to know where everyone stands on this. I want you to really think about it. When you go into a location, what is your main objective? Is it to gather as much evidence as you can, which is fine. That's fine. I ain't knocking it. But after that, then what? If they're talking to you, what are you saying back? If they're giving you information, if they're giving you names, dates, people they wish to contact, what are you doing with that? It's another one of the reasons that I'm writing the book the way that I'm now writing it. We're going to cover that. We're going to cover all that in the book, in Walking with Ghosts, because it's a responsibility. It can be entertainment. It can be entertaining. True story. But what's your reason behind going into these places? And that's something that I really want a lot of people, to think. I burped again. I swear, something about these videos makes me burp. I don't know why. But I really want people to start thinking about that. I mean, to me, it's not a huge stretch to think about the fact that one of these days this is going to be you. So if you were stuck in a location and you hadn't had any communication with anybody for years, and somebody came in that had the ability to communicate with you, to speak with you, what would you tell them, and what would you want them to do with that information? Would you want them to document it all, pack it away, and wait for a TV deal? Or would you hope that they would offer some semblance of human kindness and some hope for you that maybe your message might get across? Maybe they've got answers for you. You know, what would you want to be the outcome of it? And I guess that's where I'm coming from. And what really got me to thinking when he posed that question is I totally get the desire to go into a lot of these places. Like I said, I have my own list. If I could spend the night in Vlad's castle, hell, honey, I'd do it by myself. I don't even need nobody there with me, but I'd do it. But you want to know what my purpose is? In hopes of being able to communicate with him. Now, I don't speak his language, but I'm sure I could figure something out, you know, even if it's with drawing pictures. It's to open up that line of communication and see where we can go with that. That really should be the goal. So, you know, again, take it for what it's worth. Just throwing it out there. But think about it. Think about why you're going in these places. Think about what you want to say to these spirits. Think about what you want them to say to you. And then think about one last thing. What are you going to do with that? You know? Again, just posing that question out there. I'd really, really, really like to hear people's answers. And I hope you give them to me. So, anyway, I have done really good this time. I have stared at that fucking camera the whole time. And I think that's the first curse word I've said, is it? Yay me. Okay, alrighty, well, that's almost 8 minutes, and I have to eat dinner before I have a reading. So, I'm going to go now. Love y'all. I'm going to hit the pause button.